at work, giving a presentation, when all of a sudden you feel this intense heat wave. You're sweating profusely, and your face flushes red from heat and embarrassment. This acute episode, this hot flash, is powerful enough to disrupt any meeting or speech. It's why Michelle Obama once described feeling like someone had put a furnace inside her core and turned it on high. If a biological event can disrupt even one of the most powerful women in America, it underscores the intense critical need to address the reality for millions. For 85% of menopausal women, the reality is a relentless sense of discomfort. As hormone levels fluctuate, women endure a range of uncomfortable symptoms everywhere they go. The most prominent symptom, the hot flash, persists for an average of 11 years. From our survey of 30 women, it revealed the true personal toll of hot flashes. The vast majority of women suffer through these episodes multiple times per week or even multiple times per day. Unmanaged symptoms cost the economy. They cost women nearly $3.3 billion in lost income, and they cost employers $237 million in lost productivity, equating to 540,000 lost workdays annually. And this happens to women when they're at the peak of their careers, poised for leadership, but instead, they're left unsupported.
To address this impact, we look to the root cause, hormonal changes. This was first identified in the 1940s, leading to the commercial introduction of hormone replacement therapy. Unfortunately, in the 2000s, misinformation spread about its connection to diseases such as endometrial cancer or heart disease. Although countless trials have debunked these claims, many women remain fearful. Additionally, hormone replacement therapy still faces severe limitations. Access due to cost is a barrier because only in British Columbia and Manitoba is hormone replacement therapy fully covered. As well, women taking it may still experience hot flashes or face unwanted side effects such as weight gain or acne. So why hasn't hormone replacement therapy been further developed? This is due to a lack of research. The full cause of hot flashes is still unknown. Over 70% of age-related diseases are linked to menopause, yet less than 1% of those preclinical studies even included as a factor. This neglect causes a damaging domino effect. Less research leads to less education, which fuels stigma and the dismissal of severe symptoms. This results in a lack of workplace support, which is currently unaddressed by any national policies. So we turn to non-hormonal treatments. Unfortunately, our survey found that 97% of women find current solutions ineffective or inaccessible outside of their home. Conventional solutions, such as breathable clothing or cool beverages, while discreet, are minimally effective. Women turn to more effective solutions, such as cool showers or ice packs. However, these are impractical during a busy day at work. More expensive technological solutions are also available, such as cooling bra inserts. While discreet, these offer low body area coverage, resulting in them being minimally effective. Larger solutions, such as cooling pads or cooling mattresses, while providing higher efficiency, are not mobile, making them impossible to use during the day. Lastly, the Ember Wave, targeted to hot flashes, is small, causing it to be minimally effective and too expensive for most women to justify.
Existing solutions fail because they force an impossible trade-off, effective but impractical, or discreet but inadequate. This leaves a major gap. Women need a solution that is both effective and discreet. Whether in the grocery store or commanding a global stage, women deserve to be supported 100% of the time. And the demand for a genuine solution isn't just high, it's massive. The global hot flash market is already at $10.2 billion, and what's key is that nearly half of that market is already dedicated to non-hormonal treatments, demonstrating a strong existing consumer preference away from drug-based approaches. The market is ready. Women just need the solution.
Thank you, Team Cool Flash. Okay, now we'll start maybe the other way around. Julie, would you like to have the first question?
When you were doing your research on this, I mean, it's certainly a topic that's coming more into the public conversation now.
Sure.
And when you looked at all of those non-drug related solutions, how new is that in terms of, what you were identifying?
How new are the
Current
non-drug
solutions,
related
yeah.
solutions, right?
Yeah. Go for it.
Sure. Some solutions, which we identified as conventional solutions, have been around for a long time. So women using things like ice packs or taking showers have been around. Are more like technological solutions are all sort of arising in that past sort of 5 to 10 years as as you mentioned, like women's health becomes a more prevalent topic. So definitely we're on the rise, but we're sort of missing that golden solution still.
Thank you. Kyle.
I think between the conventional and hormonal solutions, cost was flagged as an issue of a barrier to adoption. Are there any sort of like studies or sense of what is the threshold for too expensive? What are people willing to pay as a solution?
So cost is a barrier. What is the threshold for that barrier?
For sure. It's kind of a tricky one, especially to study, only because especially like the hormone replacement therapy costs women different amounts in each province. It's not like a sort of national mandate. So like studies addressing it might find that in one area it may be fully covered, whereas it may not be somewhere else.
Yeah, and just for those non-hormone based treatments that you were asking about, unfortunately in our research that's not a number that we could find. I think that really would depend on, like Jordyn mentioned, the location, but it's sort of unknown at this time, at least to us.
Thanks, Nabil.
One question, I know we're not supposed to talk about solutions, but as it pertains to the problem, how did you conduct the research around I think you mentioned that the cause is still unknown. So if that's the case, then how can you appropriately address something if you're still trying to figure out what is exactly causing it?
Yeah, sure.
I think in light of the root cause of menopause and its symptoms being unknown, we want to address the symptoms themselves. So there are those innovational solutions that are trying to address that. So I think that our bottom line is we want a solution that despite what the root cause is, we treat the symptom itself.
And just on that note as well, although we don't know exactly what causes them, we do know things like it's not a change in your core body temperature, it's actually just a change in your skin temperature. And so what you can do is design something like an article of clothing that could sense changes in skin temperature and activate some sort of cooling mechanism as appropriate.
Do we have time for one more question? If any judge has a follow-up or another question they'd like to ask.
In addressing the problem, is the goal ultimately, when you approach it, is it to minimize discomfort or is it to ultimately find a solution to eliminate hot flashes altogether?
I think although it would be amazing to eliminate hot flashes altogether, currently that's not the focus. As ongoing research about menopause continues, potentially when we learn what exactly is causing it, maybe there would be potential, but based on our sort of current knowledge, the goal would be to minimize the effects and discomfort, because currently, like during surveys, interviews with women, they're just sort of trying to ignore it and move on with their day, right? So.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
Well, thank you to our second team, Team Cool Flash, and our judges. And next up, we have Tax Buddy. And I'll pass the mic over to Nathan. Stay on this side.